So let's check if we went live. Mhm. Yes, seems that we are live. Great. Hello. And again, hello, dear friends. So today we gathered here to celebrate the final of our wonderful event of Testing Cup, our Bugwarts Testing Cup 2022. 4 months, teams from different countries participated in 3 rounds to earn as much scores as possible and to show all the knowledge, abilities, and willing to win. During this time, we all learned teamwork, how to work in team. We got used working in a limited period of time, and I hope that all of us made a lot of new friends. And right now, two teams, the Indwarts Bughunters and the Wizards Council, they are fighting in the final round for the title of Test Air Champions. Let's wish them good luck. Okay, and
Good luck.
also, I want to introduce our guests today. Uh, it is our judges and Katya, who supported me very, very much during all these competitions. So, hello, guys. Hello. So, let
Hello.
me introduce you one by one. Yeah, how are you feeling?
Hi.
Ivan, how are you today, for example? You are smiling so much.
Well, that's partially the coffee.
Me.
Great. It's too early for you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. Well, and how you doing, Charlie? It's evening for you, I think. Do you have coffee?
Yes. No, no, this time. But it's late, but it's a wonderful opportunity to me to talk with you and finish our testing cup. So I'm as happy as Terry, but just without coffee.
I,
Great.
I've also heard it put that coffee is for closers. So, okay.
It is. It is.
Well, it's very sunny day for me today. I may show you the sun. That's why I closed everything to see
Hmm.
you all. But yeah, I don't have coffee, but I have very good mood for now without any coffee.
All right.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much that you find the time to join us today. And let me maybe start with a little metrics, a little statistics, and with team introduction. I want to perform you the introduction of teams who took part in the testing cup, and most of them shared the logos with us, and so we decided to prepare a little video to leave pleasant memories about this event
Yeah.
and about team members. Let me show you this video and add it to stream.
Nice hard cut here.
So I hope you like it, just because I like it very, very much.
Yeah,
This
thank
presentation, yeah. And as you see, we had 17 teams and 106 testers. They attended our testing tournament. Um, I also want to share a little presentation for you. Let's switch to the first slide. Yeah. With introduction of our judges. I will share this information for all our testers to remind everything about our judges, about this competition. Yeah, that's you all are magicians, really. Well, and few metrics. So, as you may see, um all the members they submitted 895 bucks in 3 rounds. Just could you imagine that our judges have to review all these bug reports and
Yes,
place?
I can imagine.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
you.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
we
saw
do.
all of them. Yes. So the most submitted bugs from one tester is 40 bugs. And they were submitted from a member of the Roosters team during first round. Wow, really. Uh, Well, five teams submitted bugs during the last minute of the test cycles. And these teams are Bugada Kedavra twice during first round and during third round, and also Hantaro, Goblet of Fire, and Fantastic Five teams. And also the first bug was submitted during the fourth minute. Uh, it was submitted by Goblet of Fire team during third round. Only 4 minutes to find bug. Yeah, it's very speedy,
Not
as
only
I
fine,
think.
but also repetitive.
Yeah. Okay. Um, highest average quality score is 8 of 10, and one of finalists, the Indwarts Bughunters team, received such scores during first and third round. And highest average diversity score is 8.25 of 10, and our next finalist, Wizards Council team, received it during the third round. And highest average value score, 8 of 10, also Wizards Council team. They received it during the third round. Seems that third round was very, very good for them. So
Yes.
I want also to share the leaderboard. This is leaderboard with scores that were received by our teams after 3 rounds. And now we already know that Pikachu team won third place. So
Yeah.
great, great.
Congratulations, Pikachu.
Congratulations. And from my side also. So wonderful results, as I think. And that's why I want also to discuss such results and expectations and thoughts and your impressions, dear judges, about this testing cup. So, what is your general impression of this testing cup compared to previous years? Who wants to answer?
Okay, let me start. So, of course, my impressions were good, the same as they were last year, and we saw, as it was expected, a lot of interesting bugs, interesting reports, and this year we have much more teams than previous year, and also we had new teams and teams that participated in last year competitions, and it was noticeable that teams who participated last year they prepared it better from the first round to this competition, while new teams get along and improved their performance from round to round. So, of course, it was really interesting and impressions are on the positive.
Yeah, thank you very much, Ivan. So Terry, Charlie, what are your impressions about Testing Cup?
Well, I'll go next. So this is
Please.
my first participation in the testing cup, so I can't compare it to previous testing cup events. But what I can say is that I was impressed with the breadth and the depth of a lot of the testing teams and the quality of their work. Um, I remember when the whole community, uh, Discord community was tiny, and to see what it's become is very impressive.
It is, yes. And comparing to last testing card, for instance, I think the quality, to put it in few words, the quality of the previous testing cup was like for so little cup of teams. But for this one, it was like you can see it on all teams. I think they were expecting to participate, so they were getting prepared. Some bugs are really, really good. I cannot believe that we got such testers. Like wow, because you don't you don't get to see all testers during
Mhm.
a test cycle. You get some, and then you discover new testers here, and that was fantastic.
Mhm.
Yes, yes, I absolutely agree with you. And also, I want to ask Katya, what made you happy during this testing cup? And where did you get this wonderful hat?
Yes.
It is not exactly about Harry Potter, it is about Halloween, of course. But I decided that
Oh, true.
I can wear it during this stream. And I'm happy because a lot of testers registered in Discord, and during this period, we had a lot of more activity in Discord, and I hope all these testers, all these participants will stay with us and will take part in our activities in Discord. And I like when there are a lot of people and they communicate and they discuss a lot of things. And yes, it really makes me happy because when I don't see any messages, I'm sad. And I hope that such events, during such events, testers become friends, and after that, it will influence on their work on platform, and their work will become much better. So
So
I mean,
your purposes.
teamwork, teamwork influence on work in
Mm,
general on platform.
Yeah, yeah, I also absolutely
indeed.
agree with you. They could discuss everything, they could learn from each other.
Mhm.
I remember when I just started my testing career, I also um, always tried um, to learn from more experienced colleagues to see how they read these bug reports, what they do during testing, and so on. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's very good experience for all testers and for teams also. I know a lot of them, they told me that they really found a lot of friends during this testing cup.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm also very happy when I see so much conversations in Discord in different channels where people just share fun facts, for example, pictures and so on. So I hope that we will proceed with it in future. Yeah, really. Uh,
Absolutely.
what else I wanted to ask judges is, was it difficult to judge the teams for you? Or was it easy, maybe?
Okay, let me start again.
Please.
So, yeah, since I already was a judge last year, so it wasn't very difficult for me. It was rather interesting and fun. And since I already had a prepared algorithm from the last year, it was pretty easy for me to evaluate the teamwork, and I think actually it was went smooth. So no difficulties.
Well, for me as a new judge, I did find it difficult. And what I found difficult was trying to compare one team to another. I thought in general, most of the teams were very strong. And so it came down to, the extras that you can do. For instance, there were some teams that it was clear they had a lot of testing experience. I could tell from the way they wrote the bug, what they presented in terms of how they narrowed down their workaround and finding solutions for the particular bug. And in general, I appreciated that their steps were well laid out. So what it came down to in terms of trying to weigh one team versus another were the little things, grammatical mistakes, you know, or leaving out some critical detail or something like that. But for the most part, I did find it a challenge. And I think in the larger scheme of things, that's a good thing for us and our testing community.
Yeah, thank you. Charlie, do you want to add something? Oh, seems we have some connection issues. Okay,
Yeah, try to increase it a bit.
okay. So I also wanted to ask judges if they have the example of interesting bug they saw during this competition. Do you have such? What impressed you very much?
As for me, I now can't remember some particular interesting findings, but for sure, I remember that there were such bugs that were found only by one team, one round, and these were really interesting findings. And for such bugs that were found only by one team, when found by others, I added additional value points to this team.
No, thank you, Ivan. Charlie, Terry, do you have any examples?
I don't have an example out of the 350 some bugs that were found, but what I can say is that I was impressed with the higher scoring teams in the sense that, and as a person who was in the trenches and a QA manager, I have a bias towards people who exhibit white box and gray box understandings of software. So there were a few teams where it was clear that they had such an understanding. In marshaling their results, they either presented a crash log file or data from the console and so forth. And so those things, and I admit to my bias, were impressive to me. But in general, I thought that the teams that were concise in their information was what I appreciated the most because that was readily understandable and I could proceed accordingly.
Thank you, Terry.
I think I'm back. Am I?
Ah, yes, we can hear you.
Yay, we can
Oh,
hear
Great.
Charlie.
I don't know what happened. Sorry, guys. Yes, first it was really difficult to be fair because
Hmm.
when you don't have the possibility to request, to edit, to just change the title because that would be very unfair to others that were not asking for instance, editing a title. That was very hard to decide. But well, we got the guidelines, we got the three aspects to evaluate. So kind of makes it's a balance. But when it comes to judge teams, when it came to teams, it was really really hard.
Mm-hmm.
And related to specific bugs, I also don't have one. They were quite like kind of common scenarios, but I really like when they really understood the product. For instance, during the third round, we picked that old-fashioned website because it was tricky for the eyes. We
Mhm.
are used to this new modern design of e-commerce, but this one was completely different. And you can see that the testers understood. They took the time to understand why, and that was just phenomenal. I really like that.
Yeah, thank you. And I also want to highlight that the scores of many teams, they were almost equal, and all our
Yeah.
finalists, yeah, they were one by one, just 1 point difference between the scores. Yeah, seems that they're very experienced testers. Yeah, yeah, and showed very great performance, I think. So, and by the way, have you noticed the growth of teams from stage to stage? For example, for me, I noticed such growth researching the scores of some teams. And what about you?
Yes, of course, it was well noticeable uh, with the round quality
Mhm.
of the reports, and general performance was high, especially for new teams. So I agree, and I expect really perfect reports and interesting bugs today in the final stage.
Yeah, thank
Ag-
you.
Again, I can't speak to this year's cup versus previous cups, but during the course of the tournament, I agree with Ivan. One did notice that the bug reports became people learned from the experiences of the previous
Mm,
rounds, and so
yes.
if people had been uh, not necessarily focused on delivering proper attachments in the first round, those types of issues got
Mm,
resolved as they went forward.
so
So I was happy with that, and indeed,
yeah.
I think I got the sense, at least, and other judges should comment, but I got the sense that the teams functioned better as cohesive units as we went through
Mm,
the tournament, and so I too agree with you, Arena, that it was noticeable that you could see how people improved as we went through the various rounds.
yes, that was very evident and also made hard our job.
Yes.
But that's actually different. I just remember it's a different from previous testing cup.
Hmm.
This time we share some suggestions, and all teams were were really looking at those. Are they
Yes, agree.
what they were doing, how they were doing it. The previous testing cup, I think most of our advice or judges' advice was a little misunderstood or probably just misread. But in this case, I think all of them really follow our initiative. I mean, they got some suggestions on how to avoid common mistakes, and that was really amazing. I was seeing every the progress, and you can even see it and previous yesterday cup. You can see the round. You could see that even this Hunter Pikachu and the third one. I forgot the other. Sorry, the Goblet of Fire. All three were also improving in this last round, and that's just amazing. I'm really looking forward to see the Inwards and Wizard consoles um, text reports.
Yes, thank you. And I also hope this experience will help our testers in the future
Mm.
testing on our platform. Also, I really appreciate your advices and your comments you shared with me. We will prepare maybe something like playbook or tips for testers for future based on the comments you gave us during this testing cup. Also, we want to review bug reports and prepare educational materials for future.
Yeah.
Yeah, to mentor our testers. So we have a lot of plans after this testing cup, really. So thank you very much for your work. And maybe you have more advices and wishes for future for our testers.
Yeah. Okay, let's say again. So I would advise, I feel like some testers were afraid or shy to participate, and despite the many testers did participate, about 100, but still we have much more testers on our platform, and I wish next year even more testers will participate in next year cup. And I want to say them, don't be afraid to participate. It is a really valuable experience that will help in the future work and on Test.io, and not on the Test.io in general. It's a good life experience to participate in such events. So my main message is, so all testers should participate in next year.
Or
Yeah.
if we have 1,000 testers participating,
Okay,
how
no,
many judges we should have? Yeah.
but I think after this, every tester who participated in this cup will do better during the regular test cycles, and I wish the more testers participate in cup, the better reports we will have in our customers test
Yeah,
cycles in the future. And this is
absolutely
important.
agree. Yeah, thank you very much, Van. Absolutely agree. Yeah. So, Terry, maybe you have advices and wishes for our testers.
You
Oh,
forgot to
Terry, we can
unmute.
hear you. You're muted, seems.
All right. How about that?
Yes, it's fine.
So let me hit the rewind button. I agree with Ivan that all testers who have any inclination to participate should participate. Because even as a judge, I found that I learned and got better at my particular role because of the interaction with the other judges and reviewing and working through some of the issues and things that I found. So having an opportunity to get better at what you do is always a good thing. And the more you participate in the testing cup, you get to share your understanding and knowledge with other people, and everyone is at a different level coming into the event, but going out, everyone is closer in terms of their understanding and knowledge of how to test. And I think that to me is the biggest long-term lesson to take from the event is that, teamwork, methodology for finding bugs, and
Yeah.
a methodology hopefully you develop on how to report back bugs so that they're
Mm.
readily understood and cogent to all readers. So my advice to anyone who wishes to participate is that you should participate, because even if you don't win the ultimate trophy, you win in terms of being able to work with other people, developing stronger connections to the rest of the community, and in general, your skills become honed through the competition with others.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Charlie?
Yes, I would. Yes, absolutely. I would add to what Terry had said. Um, Teamwork, like learn how to cooperate during the test, because now that we have the suggestions tab, it's an opportunity to help and also to get better, to improve their own work. And I saw that on some teams, and that definitely made a change. It was like when you are, at least in my case, when I was judging the teams, I was looking at those, in particular, I was looking at those signs of teamwork, because that's important, because that translates into our work every day. A test cycle is not, test cycle is not test state cycle. or the CSM is all together, and we work all together for that to happen, and to deliver to customer good work. So that's also a good thing, definitely. And my advice has happened with what I said about the improvement after we mentioned some suggestions on Discord. Well, keep up to date with what we are doing on the academy, and I hope it doesn't sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but listen to our podcast, because with the podcast that we have developed with Terry, that he is here, we work on content that is for you testers to improve, to get better, to get the most and quickly from the platform. So just keep reading the academy and listen to our podcast, and that would be my advice.
Yes, thank you very much. Very valuable advice. Don't forget about our content. We proceed really a
Yeah.
huge amount of content for testers, for education, and so on. Yeah, not only for entertainment. And Katya, how do you think could we support organizing a testing
Yeah.
cup for 1,000 people in future? How do
Uh,
you feel?
I think that we can attract some more people for this, maybe if we will not manage. But I think that such events, such competitions, are very useful for testers, and I think we can do it. And one more thing I would like to add, that of course education it's very good, and but our winners get good prizes, and
It's
it is
true.
one more reason to participate. I think.
Yes, they mentioned it is like a reason for participation, one of the reason of participation that they want to win prizes. Yeah, sure. And to have a lot of fun, I think, just because it's not only contest, it's just very fun and interesting event. I think so. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yes, so do I.
we it was very interesting to read chats during tours, during rounds, and some teams, I think some teams had chats in another places, but some of them used Discord channels, and I have to say that teams had their strategy, and for example in first round this strategy it was just discussing bugs, but in third round it was discussing a strategy, for example, and it
Yeah,
was also
clever.
very interesting, and maybe it will help testers in their future work on platform.
Yeah, sure, to understand the clear pictures of how they should to behave to achieve good results during testing. So yeah, I'm pretty agree with you also. Thank you very much. So
Thank
great.
you.
Um, and also I wanted to share with you the answers of our finalists. I will show again
Mhm.
for our finalists
Let's see.
at the stream. Yeah, two teams, Indwarts Bughunters and Wizards Council. I really like logos. Guys, how do you like them?
Yeah.
They're so
I think
different.
they're really wonderful, two wonderful logos. Yeah. And they answered a few my questions, and I want to
Mhm.
share their stories with you. Also, the Indwarts Hunters team faced this problem while team formation, and the participants even could join another teams. So we could see them in another teams, but they overcome all the difficulties and gathered participants from India, and that's why they decided to name the team forming of words India and Hogwarts, Indwarts Bug
Mhm.
Hunters. Yeah.
Makes sense.
They, yeah, yeah. They
Clever.
all very interesting. Yeah. Uh, they also told me that the participation in the competition exceeded their expectations.
Mm.
First of all, they just simply wanted to participate in the competition for
Mm.
entertainment, for having a break from regular testing, and so on.
Mm.
But as you remember, after the first stage, they won this first stage, first round, and after that, they understood that they could be champions. Yeah,
Mm.
and they decided to become our champions. So yeah, and now they are fighting for it in the final. Um, Also, they told
Cool.
me that testing cup helped them to increase the quality of bug reports in general tests too. Yes, as you mentioned also, and to make
Wonderful.
make correct decision about features, severity, device selection,
Yeah.
yeah, and so on. So it's encourages very very good them. Yeah. Um, they mentioned that they worked as a team, not separately, but as a team, and helped each other in every aspect. They tried to understand the rules, assigned correct features to bug, to clear
Mm.
all doubts, help with formatting bug reports, and so on. And they also had a testers who are newcomer on our platform, and they gave this tester possibility to join the team and to learn from more experienced testers. I think it's very
Yes.
good, yeah,
Oh,
achievement, very cool, yeah.
which team it was? I think I
Indwarts
know.
bug hunters, yeah,
Oh,
maybe
yes,
you
I
know.
saw. Yes, I saw the difference. But then
Yes,
I thought, oh, maybe it's a new one. Oh, that's really, really nice.
yeah. They told me that their strength is unity. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Mhm. Oh,
they're very good.
cool.
And also, they all are from different parts of India, and they all are different but yet similar. And they got to know each other as a persons during this testing cup, and they also hope that they will become friends in real life. I also hope for
Yeah,
that
why
too.
not? Yeah.
Yeah,
Finger
yeah,
crossed.
yeah. Finger crossed. So they had and shared with me really a lot of funny stories. Charlie, I really want you to ask them about these
Hmm.
funny stories during recording the podcast, just because they really
Absolutely.
have a lot. Yeah, I I smiled a lot when I was reading these stories about their relationship in the team and about
Hmm.
one member's love to sleep. Very
Hmm.
funny
Oh, what?
stories. Yeah.
Can you share one at least?
Oh yeah,
Maybe.
I can share that
Thank you.
one member of this team, he loves to sleep very very much, and they even called him during the round and awake him to participate in the round. So they gathered it all together and saw that they don't have enough players and had to call him,
Hmm.
and he was
Oh
just
boy.
sleeping. Yeah, really funny story about this. So it proves that this testing cup not only about being serious, but a very fun part of our life. I hope so. Yeah. Uh,
Definitely.
yes. And the other team, Wizards Council, they participated
Yes, wizards.
last year. The court
Hmm.
team participated last year, and they were winners. So they again
Hmm.
fight for to be champions. Yeah, and they gathered the team from testers from different countries. They're
Oh.
from also India, from the Ukraine, and from
Hmm.
Albania. Yeah, Albania. Yeah.
Cool.
So, and they were very excited to participate this year. The motivation was to enjoy but not to take the pressure. So they just enjoyed and become finalists.
Yeah,
Finalists, yeah.
Definitely.
Just joking.
like the logo. Just they wanna just have fun
Yeah,
at the
have
beginning.
fun. But yeah, but they're very, very strong team. Yeah, awesome. Let's see.
Yeah, let's
What
see.
else? What else they wanted to share? And they wanted to share that first round was pretty difficult for them, just because
Mm.
the website was larged very much. It was
Yes.
quite difficult to reach different pages of application and so on, and maybe that's why they didn't show everything they could during this first round. But we saw that during the third round they showed amazing results, really. And what else? Uh, they shared with me that most of all they like the energy and enthusiasm of organizers and of other teams. So yeah, we are all very enthusiastic here. You may see it. Yeah, and
It's
also
sure, yeah.
they were very excited about the prize.
Ah,
Yes, this team told me that they wanted to to win because of prizes also. Yeah. So they fighting right now, and we will have results in few hours, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let let we maybe go to conclusion of our discussion. I've already showed you the statistics, but I think that no numbers can measure the joy, this interest, support of friends,
Mm.
and knowledge gained during the competition. And we are planning to share a playbook with all the content about Bugwarts Testing Cup, and also to record few podcasts. Charlie, please all listen to
Oh,
our
okay.
wonderful podcasts.
Yes, please.
Yes. Yeah, we will have podcasts with testers, and really a lot of testers wanted to participate in this podcast. So we will have a series of discussion about the expectations and the results of this testing cup. Yeah, and also I want to mention that we will be glad to receive feedback from participants, and you can share it in Discord, so we could make the next cup even more interesting and useful event for testing for future. Um, what else I wanted to say? I want to thank all the supporters who work hard, really hard, I know, to prepare this amazing tournament. I want to thank you, judges, for a fair and unbiased refereeing. I want to thank all moderators for supporting team's communication, always being in touch and resolved all problems very, very quickly. Really, we always try to do it. I really want to thank Celine Ara. She prepared wonderful content, all these beautiful
It's
pictures.
true.
Yes, slogan,
The
hymn, and yeah, yeah,
the video as well.
video
The
as
video
well.
is
Team
cool.
presentation,
Really
yeah,
cool.
is prepared by her. She's amazing, really, very talented. I want to thank you, Katya, for supporting the communication, gathering all the information. We had so many discussions with Katya early in the morning, in the late evening, and so on. Yeah, she holded games and betting and much, much more. Thank you very much for your support.
True.
And Charlie, you too, you prepared podcasts, you reviewed rules and criteria, uh, you communicated with
Pleasure.
judges, yeah, created testing cycles. You and Slava found resources to be tested. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're really amazing, guys. Really. I hope that we will cooperate for future cups also with you. Yeah. Maybe you
Absolutely.
want, yeah, maybe you want to say also something to our teams of testers. some final words.
Okay.
Yes, I think I'm going to do it now first. Well, oh, sorry. I won that one, Terry. Sorry.
No, no,
I
no.
will. I would like to also say thank you for all this opportunity to get to know all testers, to work with Terry as a judge, because before last testing cup, I worked with the other judges, but Terry. So it was really nice to have some new eyes on this activity. That is, as you can hear in the podcast, is the most important event of our community, and as important as it is it our community itself, and it's really nice to see them participating in the
Well,
competition on this court, and it's just amazing. So please, guys, keep growing and keep participating. We are all there for you to help. Either a test, a cycle, Discord. Anyways, we are there to grow together.
well, my final thought is, first of all, a thank you to both Arena and Charlie for being this newbie Sherpa through the whole testing cup phenomena. The thing that I found most difficult in the whole process of being a judge was being consistent in my evaluation across rounds and across teams. And so after the first round, listening to the feedback of other judges, I developed a system such that the subsequent rounds, I think, were easier, and I think I was more even-handed as a judge because I developed a standard. If it did this, it was that type of rating, and
Exactly.
so going forward, it was easier for me to do it. And I think less biased towards shiny objects and great video, but all in all, I am happy and I'm glad that I was able to participate as a judge and see the value and the long-term gains I feel from the testing cup in terms of people developing a sense of teamwork, determining through this teamwork a methodology for testing and reporting bugs. And I think we're all the beneficiaries of the long-term benefits of the cup.
We are.
Yes, and I only can join to what already was said. I wish all the best to our testers, and I wish them a lot of good bugs in future.
Thank you.
Yes, I want to congratulate all the teams, all the participants who took part in this competition. And I think that all of them enjoyed this time. And I'm very happy that all of them decided to participate. And it was a very good decision. Thank you very much.
Yes,
It
thank you
was.
very much also. Um, we also will send certificates for all the testers who participated. Yeah, just to have memories about this event, and I really hope that all of them will join us in future. So see you next time,
Absolutely.
and yeah, and soon we will know the winners. So our judges have
Let's see.
to review
Yeah,
One
back
more
report.
thing to do, yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
one more thing to do.
yeah.
So thank you very much for joining us. See you really, really soon.
Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Take care,
Goodbye.
guys.
Bye. Take care.
Bye.